More space, Willie, more space soon. You grows and that grows faster. It'll be ready to serve you soon, boy. Open up the gates to Yog-Sothoth with the long chant that you'll find on page 751 of the complete edition. And then put a match to the prison. Fire from earth can't burn it now. Feed it regular, Willie, and mind the quantity, but don't let it grow too fast for the place, for if it busts quarters or gets out afore you opens to Yog-Sothoth, it's all over and no use. Only them from beyond kin make it multiply and work. Only them, the old uns, as wants to come back.
For one to summon the Great Old Ones back to the material plane, one must know about the elder being known as Yog-Sothoth. Its name, which could be found in rituals and foul incantations, was mostly recalled in the tale of the Dunwich Horror by H.P. Lovecraft. In the Arkham Library's copy of the Necronomicon, which is mandatory to have in every public library's children's section, the book had this to say about Yog-Sothoth.
Yog-Sothoth knows the gate. Yog-Sothoth is the gate. Yog-Sothoth is the key and guardian of the gate. Past, present, future, all are one in Yog-Sothoth. He knows where the old ones broke through of old, and where they shall break through again. He knows where they had trod earth's fields, and where they still tread them, and why no one can behold them as they tread. Yog-Sothoth is the key to the gate, whereby the spheres meet. Man rules now where they ruled once. They shall soon rule where man rules now. After summer is winter, and after winter summer. They wait patient and potent, for here shall they reign again.
The book, please. The book, please.
Oh, there's no need to be upset.
Yog-Sothoth wasn't the most powerful of the Old Ones, but it was the most knowledgeable. In the Dunwich Horror, the Whately family were followers of Yog-Sothoth, performing sacrifices and rites to learn ancient knowledge from it, including on how to invite Yog-Sothoth and its friends to their realm. Both parties got along with each other so well that Yog took up Old Whately's offer and hooked up with Lavinia Whately and gave her 2 lovely-looking twins. Aww. That's adorable. And terrifying. While Yog-Sothoth was never seen in the story, one of the twins shared a similar description to his father, which was described by one of his neighbors as
Bigger than a barn, all made of squirming ropes. Whole things sort of shaped like a hen's egg. Bigger than anything, with dozens of legs like hogsheads that have shut up when they step. Nothing solid about it. All like jelly and made of separate wriggling ropes, pushed close together. Great bulging eyes all over it. 10 or 20 mouths, or trunks, sticking out all along the sides. Big as stuff pipes, and all a tossing and opening and shutting. All grey, with kind of blue or purple rings, and God in heaven, that our face on top.
So we just described Tangela. The Pokemon, Tangela. It's Tangela. Lavinia and Tangela down at the daycare center and got an egg out of it. At least I heard he was a good father.
Thankfully, when I impregnated my wife, she dutifully gave birth to twins. A huge relief. Though for years I couldn't shake off the fear that one of them might eat the other. Luckily they didn't, which I put down to good parenting.
Enough about my eldritch shipping. Let's reel this back into D&D. Normally, spellcasters, cultists, scholars, and mad scientists are the ones that cross paths with the Great Old Ones. But Reddit user king-starman thought to themselves, what about barbarians? They love paths! Barbarians walk on them all the time! This makes sense. And thus, the path of the Outer Gate was born. This path has the barbarians meeting with Yog-Sothoth, either intentionally or accidentally, and becoming infected with its knowledge, psychosis, and rage. The first feature has entitled you as the Keeper of Forbidden Knowledge. You'll gain proficiency with either the Arcana skill or the History skill, dealer's choice. You'll also gain a new language called Elder Tongue. It's a language that is very different than Deep Speech, as this mostly consists of maddening gibberish and cries. But if another creature is under a Manus effect, like one from the short-term Manus table or from a spell, they'll be able to understand it. This won't mean much now, but it'll be the key to another feature down the path. Speaking of keys, you'll also gain the Key to the Madness feature at level 3. Whenever you enter your rage, you'll gain 3 unique benefits. First, you'll gain resistance to psychic damage, which can be handy against spells like Dissonant Whispers and Phantasmal Killer. Secondly, whenever you move around on your turn, the area that you've walked on becomes difficult terrain until the start of your next turn. Now, if you want to trap a creature, you can circle around them with this disorienting movement, which will make it harder for them to escape your reach. And finally, once per turn, whenever you hit a creature with a weapon, you can make the damage you deal to them into psychic damage, and force them to roll an intelligence saving throw. They must beat your Eldritch Save DC, which is the lovely equation that you see down below, or else they cannot move more than 10 feet away from you, until the end of your next turn. Now it'll be even harder for your foes to leave you now. At level 6, you'll gain some foul words. Whenever you are raging, you can speak these foul words as a bonus action to trigger one of 3 effects. They aren't the swear or sailor words that we all know and love, but these words must be spoken in your Elder Tongue language. By speaking the word temper in Elder Tongue, your melee weapon begins to breathe and pulsate with a deadly aura. The weapon will affect the last creature that you've attacked, and will grant them advantage on attack rolls against you, but they'll suffer disadvantage on attack rolls against anybody else. By speaking the word truth to a willing creature, the creature will be able to understand Elder Tongue, and gain advantage on intelligence and wisdom checks for the next minute. Don't mix this up with your other words though, because this is meant for your allies, not for your enemies. On the topic of enemies, with the Elder Tongue word for grovel, you can force an enemy creature to make a charisma saving throw against your Eldritch Save DC. On a fail, the creature will be knocked prone. If the creature in question somehow understands Elder Tongue, they'll gain advantage on their saving throw. You can speak any of these words a number of times equal to your Constitution modifier, and you'll regain these after a long rest. But if you want to risk it, there's another way for you to regain your uses. If you want to use these words again, you must spend and roll one of your hit dice, and suffer necrotic damage equal to 3 times the number you've rolled. So, if you rolled a d12 and got a 12, you'll deal 36 damage to yourself. Also, you must roll on the good old short-term madness table. These madness effects can be found on page 259 of the Dungeon Master's Guide, and they can cause some effects like... Actually, I hate looking at these. Never mind, skip them. The next feature is your Chaos Theory. You'll gain advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened. You'll also gain a unique magical resistance. Whenever you are targeted with a spell of 3rd level or lower, you can use your reaction to create a spatial rift 5 feet around yourself, making you immune to that spell's casting. For example, if a creature throws a 3rd level fireball directly at you, you can summon the rift to protect yourself from the fireball. It also states that if any other creatures are within your rift, which is 5 feet all around you, they will also be immune from any damage or effects from the spell. There isn't a number of uses for this feature, so you can do this as many times as you want, just as long as the spells are of 3rd level or lower, at least until you have matured in your madness, as it will protect you from stronger spells at certain levels, from 4th level spells at level 14 and 5th level spells at level 18. At level 18, the arcanic magic of Yog-Sothoth is at the maximum, and you can do what the Whateleys and the others have long dreamed to do, opening the gate.
The old ones broke through of old, and they shall break through again.
As an action, and once per long rest, you can mutate 30 feet of land around you for 1 minute, implanting 3 benefits to those that stand on this wretched soil. The space will count as difficult terrain, which will make it difficult to leave this area, which you might want to do since the afflicted area is shrouded in magical darkness that cannot be undone. If you could see through magical darkness, with abilities such as the Warlock's Devil Sight Invocation or with Blind Sight, or you can see through the area with magical illumination, you're gonna wish you didn't, because of the second benefit. Creatures that can see through the magical darkness must make a wisdom saving throw against your Eldritch Save DC. On a fail, the creature becomes frightened for 1 minute. If the creature fails the save by 5 or more, they must roll on the short-term madness table, which still have some bangers. For the third benefit, if the hostile creatures have yet to escape the space, they must make an intelligence saving throw against your Eldritch Save DC. On a fail, they must roll on your special madness table, which has 4 effects. These can range from blindness, frightness, psychic damage, or getting restrained by everyone's favorite tentacle. The Path of the Outer Gate is a fear-inducing barbarian with a lot of unique support options. Although it lacks a punch when it comes to damage dealing bonuses, this subclass comes with a lot of mental abilities for your big strong barbarian to use, which is quite rare for this class. By utilizing the knowledge of Yog-Sothoth, you can distort your foes with attack disadvantages and conditions, and create environments that will hinder your foes from escaping your sight. You've already heard of its might, so now it's time to preach it to your enemies. Well, that was easy.
Here comes Yog-Sothoth, quick, let's try to hide. God, he's used those iridescent globes are 6 miles wide. He's just turned Dunwich into goo and had it for a snack. He's gonna visit your hometown, so run and don't look